Welcome to my channel. I usually hear the other YouTubers or the other creators saying that. So, welcome to my channel. So, today I'm going to be talking about how to set intentions for the day or how I set intentions for the day. Maybe you also have your own way that you do, and maybe you can implement some of my ones. And please do share some of your ones that might be helpful to me as well. You can share in the comment section. So, as mentioned, we're going to talk about how to set intentions for the day or how I set intentions for the day. Okay. So, I write down 10 things or 10 prompts to assist me to set my intentions for the day. So, I'll just read through them. And then, as I go through my presentation, I'll make practical examples of the last one that I did of setting intentions for the day. So the first one is my story for today. So I write down what is my story for the day, and then what has kept me stuck, reviewing the previous productive day. And then what will I be focusing on today? What do I aim at getting better at? What are my realistic goals for the day? So remember, our goals have to be smart, they have to be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time based. Okay. And then what am I going to do to challenge negative thoughts? So that's number six. And then 8 hours of sleep, because I sometimes think that you are as productive as your quality of sleep. And then physical activity, and then gratitude, and then what are my hourly intentions. Okay, so let's do the practical example of my last reflections or intention setting of the day that I did. So I did this particular one that I'm going to use as an example last night between 6 and 8 p.m. Okay. So my story for today. So then I realized that I actually did not have a story for that particular day. So today is the 5th of March. So I realized that on the 4th of March, I did not have a story for the day. And then I realized that I actually have not been consistent in doing this type of reviews. Then I realized that it was because of the anxiety that I have been facing or the challenges that I've been facing. So that was a lesson for me that whatever I'm going through, I need to make sure that I set my intentions for the day. I don't lose sight of my goals. So it might not necessarily be the bad that stops you from setting your intentions for the day. It might also be good. So as Amos 9 verse 13 says that the blessings will keep coming in and your head will spin, so that even as the blessings keep coming in and they're tumbling in one after the other, still set your intentions for the day. Do not lose sight of your goals. Okay, so it's one of the lessons that I learned recently, that okay, what has this taught me? And then I realized that okay, when the blessings started flocking in, I lost focus on my goals, and then I just focused on the blessings, and I did not actively pursue my goals, actively reflect and review my goals and how I'm doing in line with those goals. Okay. And then what kept me stuck, and then again, as I mentioned, that was anxiety. So this example that I'm making is my latest reflections or the last reflections that I did, which, as mentioned, was last night between 6 and 8 p.m. Okay. So, what kept me stuck, I realized that it was the anxiety. Um, and then, as part of my reflection, again, is mentioned that in times of anxiety and abundance, I need to do my intentions, I need to do my goals, I need to have structure. So, one of the things that I realized while doing these intentions and reflections is that structure is something that I need to improve on. So, it takes me back to a psychometric assessment that I did some years ago. So, the feedback was that the good thing is that somebody can pull the rug under my feet and I'll still be standing. But the bad side of it, or the flip side of it, is that I don't have structure. And sometimes, more often than not, you need structure in order for you to excel and move forward. So I realized that as much as I don't like structure that much, I do like spontaneity, but structure is necessary for me to be consistent and to keep at it when it comes to my goals. Okay. And then the next one, focusing on, again, so it seems like it was the topic of the day yesterday. So it differs. It's not that every time you do it, maybe it will come up that you need to stay focused, you need this, you need that. So they differ from day to day. So, but it seems like to me the theme that kept coming up as I was doing the reflections is to stay focused on my goals, to stay focused on my habits, to stick to my prayer times, to have a specific time that I pray. And then the next one, getting better at, again, staying focused, my goals, my habits, regardless of what's happening, regardless of whether I'm going through abundance or I'm going through a season of being abased, but I still keep at it. You know that seasons do not change what I need to do when it comes to my goals. Like let's say maybe somebody's got a fitness goal. It shouldn't be that they only work out in summer when it's easier to wake up in the morning, and then in winter they stop working out, and then again they start in summer. So it's going to be difficult for that person to see progress, so that in order for me to see progress, regardless of what's happening in my life, I need to be consistent. I need to be consistent in setting intentions. I need to be consistent in setting my smart goals. I need to be consistent in pursuing my goals. Okay. And then I set my realistic goals. So I've learned as well to break down my goals. So let's say maybe I have a goal for the year to have 14K followers. I need to break that down into months. Let's say maybe I've got 10 months into the year. I need to break that down into months. So meaning a month I need to increase by 1,000 followers. A day I need to increase by 100 followers. So those are realistic goals. Again, to reiterate, our goals are smart, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-based. So I've got a time base that by end of today, this is how much I need to get engagement, and this is how much I need to increase my following. Okay. So it's monetary goals as well. Monetary goals are easy. Maybe if you are self-employed, you can have a target to say, okay, by end of today, I need to have made 1,000 rand. Okay. And then challenging negative thoughts. So there's prayer verses that I put together to challenge my negative thoughts. One of them that I can think of at the top of my head is be anxious for nothing, but in everything through prayer and supplication, make your request known unto the Lord, and whatever is noble, whatever is kind, whatever is praiseworthy, meditate unto these things, so that I don't imagine the worst, but I imagine the best. I always say that thoughts become things. So imagine the best, imagine how the situation would turn out if it works and when it works in your favor. Okay. So as I mentioned that there's 10 of them. So now I just spoke through 6. I'm gonna go to 4. I'm trying to keep it at 10 so that I'm also able to load it on TikTok. I'm trying to keep it to 10 minutes. So excuse the rushed talking, but I'm hoping that you are getting everything that I'm saying. And then the additional ones, it's 8 hours of sleep, as mentioned in my intro, that I think you are as productive as the quality of your sleep. And then here again, I realized that Pumzile, your spontaneity might not be working for you when it comes to getting 8 hours of sleep. Because sometimes with my spontaneity, I end up sleeping maybe at 11:30, only to find out that at 5 a.m. I must wake up, that I need to have a set time where I sleep. I need to have a set time where I do my evening prayer. And then physical activity, I also need to have a structure, because the weakness was that I go when I feel like it. So you'd find that other weeks I end up going twice a week, other weeks I end up going 4 times a week, other weeks I end up going once a week, other weeks I end up not going at all. So if I have specific days that maybe Monday it's a non-negotiable, I have to go to the gym, I have to work out or run. Friday it's a non-negotiable, I have to go to gym. Wednesday it's a non-negotiable, and then at least then I would have worked out most days of the week. Okay. And then gratitude. It reminds me of the two loaves, and I mean the two fishes and the three loaves, that whatever you give thanks for, it multiplies. So I always make sure that every day, in the hustle and bustle of everything, chasing my goals, I do not forget to pause and to say thank you, and be grateful. So I write down 3 things that I'm grateful for, and 3 things that I'm proud of. So maybe one of them would be, I'm proud for being able to regain my focus after the stress and the anxiety that I experienced. Okay. And then also hourly intention. So this is particularly important if you're a person who's selling your time, like myself. So for example, for 12:09 until 13:09, I aimed to do this presentation, record it, upload it, share it across all my socials. And then from 2 until 6, my 4 hours of deep work. Because one of the things that I aim to do during the day is to have 4 hours of uninterrupted work, where I do deep, 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 deep work with no interruptions, no cell phones. So that is the end, my dear friends. So please do share with me which one of the setting of the intentions that I just mentioned stood out for you, and which ones do you practice currently, and maybe there's some that you do that maybe you can share, that can be helpful to people who are gonna go to the comments, or that can be helpful to me as well. Thank you for listening.